Get ready for Off the Rails Right versus Left. Host Rob B. attempts to look at both sides of every political issue, as well as draw on the historic precedent and influences in modern politics, as well as the future being built by the leaders of our time. Like, subscribe, and sit back as we dive in at Off the Rails Right versus Left.
At the other day.
And Brad's missing.
Oh, I'm here. I'm just looking for something.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. Been kind of fun. Haven't been able to stream as much as I wanted to because, man, there's a lot that goes into. No, there's just a lot that goes into running for office. I get out. I'm out talking to voters all day, and then I get home and I'm dealing with stuff on the computer, the campaign finance law, all that stuff, getting the, taking care of like the campaign accounts, and it's crazy. But nothing's stopping me. We need to win this race. We're
gonna win this race.
Yeah. I mean, it's high time. It was kind of crazy how it was going because it seemed like everybody was clearing out of the race. But now somebody gets back in, and I don't know what to make of this dude. So I'm not even going to say his name because he's a complete ghost. There's no evidence of him anywhere online, so I'm not going to give him more screen time unless he wants to come on and debate me. And I have sent him the offer. We can have a conversation. We can debate. When we get to the general, I'll debate any of the Democrats with pleasure. So, so this other guy looks like he doesn't even live in the district. He lives in Elgin, which there's a teeny tiny sliver of Elgin that connects the rest of the district to Austin, which I don't know why Austin's in our district at all. The rest of the county's rural, but whatever. Anyway, so this guy gets on here, gets into the race, switches over to 10 because I think maybe he thought he had a shot because Michael McCall got out of the race. But this guy, his site, if you end up finding his site, he's like, conservative leadership, just not talk. And then what does his leadership look like? Taking Medicaid and put it under Medicare, and the federal government's already failing under Medicare. Upgrades to the VA. Yet another reason why the federal government shouldn't be managing Medicaid. They're failing with the VA. And his solution is telehealth and mobile clinics. How about just give them access to the health facilities that are already near them? Fair Trade Act for agriculture. So what he's talking about here is get rid of the tariffs on the farm equipment to ensure competitive pricing. But the reason that the tariffs got put on the farm equipment is because the countries that manufacture the farm equipment won't take our agriculture products. So right now I know some soybean and corn farmers are really struggling because they were given subsidies to grow extra corn and soybeans for biodiesel and for shipping to China. But we never really followed through on making sure they were going to buy them. And China likes to just shut off what they're buying all the time. So, and I don't know if you noticed, now China's dumping cheap goods all over the rest of the world since they can't do it here. Now the rest of the world's getting upset that they're doing to them what they've been doing to us. So funny how that works. So, and then an export tax for agriculture. How are you going to tax agriculture going out of the country? That's ridiculous. That's going to make sure that nobody outside the country buys. If we're trying to get barriers down, we don't want to add barriers. So that's kind of crazy. Energy and Workforce Innovation Act. Spend money. That's what this is. Doesn't say anything about regulation, getting rid of regulation to expand energy production, maybe get some fast track processes for micro nuclear plants, stuff like that. creating rural corridors sounds great, but he's just talking about dumping money into it. But like the biggest one for me is like the idea that he's going to like get rid of a state program and put it under the federal government. We need to go the other way. The federal government's doing so much stuff that's state level. Like the fact that every state has something doesn't mean it's federal. Like anything federal needs to deal with multiple states, not just certain states have certain things that they need to deal with. So, and like he wants to put money into like the farm to market roads and stuff. Well, I absolutely agree. This guy should be running for the Texas State House.
Yeah.
Because everything he has here, like, I mean, good luck getting any money out of Greg Abbott. But yeah, they should definitely like upgrade some of the farm to market roads. But
yeah, but that's state level.
Yeah, and then the bigger problem is actually most of the unpaved roads and torn up roads are actually county roads, which even the state doesn't have anything to do with that. I mean, that's the thing. We're a federal system, not a dictatorship. Stuff doesn't come from the federal government. Like part of that power being delegated to the states and the counties and the cities is the states, the counties, and the cities have their responsibilities, and they need to take care of them. Like if the streets in your neighborhood are messed up, your city needs to be paying for that. They're taking your property taxes. They're basically like, holding you at gunpoint to make sure that you pay your property taxes so they can fund that stuff. So where's the money going if your streets have potholes? Or if they didn't even bother paving it in the case of counties. You know what I mean? I think here in Latexo, we don't have any property tax for the city. So like nobody's complaining that we got gravel roads in the side streets because we don't care. We don't pay taxes. You know what I mean? So the ones that are under county jurisdiction, they come and grade them like once a year and that's it. So it works for us over here in Latexo. But people that aren't in Latexo, their roads are bad. Kind of funny how that works. The roads are worse where they have more taxes. What's that about?
You got to pay those legislators.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, his solution for everything, education, workforce training, stipend loan repayments, housing incentives, federal grants, money. He just wants to pour money. So I think that's the reason why there's absolutely no sign of this guy online. It looks to me like he's like some Democrat hack that they got somewhere. He's a veteran. And so they're like, oh, that'll go over good with the Republicans. Let's put him over here. And then all of his policies are spend money, spend money, spend money, spend money. And nowhere in his whole thing does it say anything about cutting spending or getting the debt under control. Like that's the opposite of conservatism.
Yeah, he just wants to spend.
Yeah, see, I'm more concerned with making sure that the FBI and IRS can never target Christians and Catholics again than I am repairing a farm to market road.
Probably go after the religions that seek death on Christians and Catholics.
Yeah. So yeah, his website's nice and all, but like his PowerPoint putting conservative values to work, it's great, but then everything he says is all about money. Didn't
he learn about money in the Department of Education?
Yeah, well, he was in the military for 24 years. Brad, you were in the military. Isn't it true that the solution in the military, if there's a problem, is just throw money at it?
No.
Really? How much did they spend building the Bradley, the F-35, the howitzer, the self-propelled howitzer?
Yeah, but we used them.
Yeah, how'd they do in Afghanistan and Iraq before they got completely reworked?
Yeah, well, I never used those.
But you get what I'm saying. Like that's what they're supposed to be good at, but everything's broken and they have to fix it after they get it in the field. And it's like, well, didn't you test it before you put it in the field? Well, apparently not.
Yeah. Well, I know all of our stuff in the National Guard. It worked great because we used it in the field.
Yeah, no, and that's not what I'm saying. The program was
Yeah, no,
supposed to
I know
cost
what you're
like
saying.
5 billion, and they spent 50 billion, and then they got it in the field, and it didn't actually work to protect the troops. They had to redo the whole thing.
Yeah, well, that's like the whole uh, Humvee situation in Iraq.
Yeah,
We're gonna send soft-shelled fucking vehicles to a war zone.
yep,
Are you serious? That doesn't make any sense.
yeah. So I mean, that's my issue, and like all these programs. I mean, the Zumwalt cruisers, like that whole thing. Did a single ship ever make it? I don't think so.
Well,
So like billions and billions spent, but nothing comes
yeah,
of it. So
money
like the
isn't.
Fed,
Money doesn't always solve the problem. A lot of times, you need expertise and proper planning.
yeah. But you know what I do like that they're implementing? The new fire system that they're putting with these rifles, where it'll give just an average shooter an effective range of like 1.5 kilometers. It'll do automatic target acquisition, adjustments for air, wind, whatever. You just point it, and then the screen lights up green, and you pull the trigger, and you hit your target.
So it's like on the video games where you can have it like
Yeah,
a fucking
I mean they're
uh,
expensive. I think they're like 10 grand each, but if they make you that accurate, can you imagine having to worry about being a mile away and still getting like regularly picked off? There ain't gonna be anybody wanting to go against our
yeah,
infantry.
nope.
When you
Nobody
turn
wants to
every
go against our
when you
infantry anyway. But
well no, but when you turn the entire infantry into snipers, Jesus.
yeah, yeah, no shit. Yeah,
So
fucking night vision and fucking X-ray vision and shit.
yeah, I mean, but that wasn't something that the military developed. That was an off the shelf project. So that's how we get costs down. We want to sell something to the government. You need to bring us a product that works.
Yeah, effectively.
Yeah, because I mean, we saw Elon Musk and what is it, Blue Origins or whatever the company's called. They started working at the same time. Okay, Elon Musk has had a functional spacecraft for like 10 years now. He's
Hmm.
working on building a starship that can carry 100 people, which has never been done before.
Right.
So now he's working on something like next level, and the NASA project with Boeing can't even get off the ground. And
Yeah.
what's his name? Bezos can't get his dildonic shaped object off the ground either.
Well, you can, but it takes forever to get it there, right? Like, how many people were hoping for Katy Perry to be a firework?
Oh yeah, but on that little cruise, they weren't
Like,
even in orbit.
yeah, I know. Because why? Can he not get his
Yeah,
rockets
no,
up there?
yeah.
But
So and they
SpaceX
weren't
can.
actually.
Hell,
Uh,
SpaceX can send them up there and then catch them when they come back down.
yeah, and the reality is they were never even weightless. They were just the acceleration point matched the lift point, and it makes them feel weightless, but they weren't actually weightless. That's why they're not weightless for very long.
Right.
So, anyways, it's the physics on it's like crazy, but no, I mean, obviously the private sector does better. So, I guarantee you, if the U.S. military says, "Hey, we want full mech biosuits in the next 10 years," in 5 years they'll have prototypes. Oh, you there? Oh, that's
Yeah,
connection.
I'm here.
Okay. I just got a pop up that said I lost connection. Anyway, so yeah, so that's crazy. So yeah, this is my guy. I got my first threat today. That
The
was
private sector is
interesting.
always going to be better than the government because the
Yeah.
private sector is in it to make money, right? So in order for them to make money
Yep.
and continue selling their products, it has to be good.
Right.
It's like well, like
And pre-funding the develop,
you take SIG with
pre-funding the develop never
you
works.
take SIG with their latest gun or their gun that keeps
Mhm.
fucking. You drop it and it goes off. That shouldn't happen. So SIG has to go back to the drawing board. Now, a lot of the cops that are carrying, there's been a bunch of women that have had their SIGs go off when they're fucking trying to get them. Could be SIG, could be operator error, but a gun is drop tested to make sure that it doesn't go off. If SIGs are being drop tested and they're going off, there's a problem.
Yeah, I wish we had more information about the shooting at the ice facility over there by you.
Well, so far from what I hear is the guy killed himself. There was some rounds found and that's the whole media malpractice. They just
Yeah, no, they
start
they
jumping
they
off.
announced who it is, but they're saying that they don't know what the motive was or any of that.
Even though
Dude, he was shooting at ICE officers.
but he shot 3 detainees. So they're
Yeah,
trying to say that.
Yeah, he shot 3 detainees and killed 2 of
Yeah,
them.
they're trying to say that a Trump supporter was shooting at them. Get out of here. A Trump supporter, isn't going to do that. Your whole right-wing violence narrative is going down the drain day by day, week by week. So, and everybody already knows your ADL and your Cato Institute freaking studies are flawed because they just don't report left-wing violence. So, and there's another media malpractice.
And you were talking about the violence. Yeah, that's what I started to say. I got my first threat of violence today because all I said, he made it about immigrants. All I said is nobody that pays into a system should get anything out of it.
Nobody that doesn't pay into
Dude threatened me.
Was it online or
me.
were you like out knocking on doors?
No, out knocking on the doors face to face.
Well, you know.
I wonder if it's related to the fact that he owns a construction and landscaping company.
Oh, yeah, probably. So he's down with slave labor, cheap slave labor.
I don't know what his deal is.
Well, that's exactly what his deal is. Who's going to build our houses? Who's going to pick our cotton? Who's going to pick our fruits and lettuce and clean our toilets?
It does make you wonder.
That's exactly what it is. Because he's not going to
I'm not going to be CNN. I'm not going to be CNN and make factual claims. It just makes you wonder.
That's not a factual claim. That's the bottom line. That's what all these people have been talking about. That is factual. Yep. And if he's pissed that the migrants are being deported, well, I guess you don't know if he has a construction company. Did he say that, or did you see that? Because if he did,
no, he has a construction company and landscaping company. He does, and he has city. And what's interesting is he has city and county
deportations.
Yeah, and he has city and county projects.
And he threatened you, and he has city and county.
And he threatened, made a terroristic threat to a person running for Congress, which there's a whole separate law for that.
See to get body cam, bro.
Well, it's on camera.
Your camera? You got it on camera?
Yep.
Okay. Well, then you need to fucking report that.
So if anything happens to me or anybody in my family, that guy's gonna be out of luck because he's on camera making the threat. So he better hope nobody messes.
You need to be showing that to his county contracts.
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
So
if you can't have civil debate with the people that you live with, you can't talk to these people.
Yep, exactly. So anyways, now, of course, he had no problem with the idea that the people living in hotels getting government benefits while they're strung out on drugs. He didn't have a problem taking it away from them.
Yeah, because what?
So
it's not affecting his.
Yeah, and if people working for him are working for him and they're paying their part, then nothing I said applied to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what he gets so angry about that he's going to make threats that could get him locked up for 20 years, I don't know.
Maybe he should pay
$100,000
for H-1Bs.
I don't know. So anyway, so you wanted to talk about this whole Tylenol thing.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that, there's these women out there that are pregnant, and because Trump, I wish Trump would come out and say, it's probably not a good idea to drink a shot of gasoline every morning when you wake up. I wish he would say something like that.
Well, dude, if he says anything, the media twists it. Remember, he was talking about bleach disinfecting surfaces and stuff, and then
they said
see what they could do about somehow using chlorine in a safe way. Not he didn't tell anybody to inject it, but he's like talking about using UV light. Well, they actually have a process for that where it like spins your blood in a centrifuge and bombards it with UV light to like remove it. But if the virus is in the tissue, that wouldn't really help. But that was a possible treatment idea when nobody knew anything about it.
Well, they said
And then he
ivermectin
also
was horse-based, horse dewormer.
yeah,
Even though
because
it's been being used for malaria for decades.
dude, ivermectin's probably saved more lives than any other drug on the
I
planet.
know, that's why the guy who created it got a Nobel Prize or whatever.
Nobel Prize, yeah.
So it's like, you guys are retired. And they're still pushing that, too. Oh, what Kimmel say about fucking people, you know, all that shit? Oh, well,
I don't know, dude. I don't watch Kimmel.
You got the vaccine? Oh, dude, they talked about it back in the COVID era. Oh, you got a vaccine and you got having a heart attack? Oh, come right on in. Oh, you're nut job taking HCQ and horse paste? So long, Wheezy.
Yep. But I don't know. I don't watch Kimmel. I didn't think it was funny on the Man Show.
You don't have to watch Kimmel to catch any of his flips.
I don't.
Flips that dumbass.
Dude, I pretty much I see Kimmel, I see Colbert, I see Fallon, and I scroll. Like there is zero chance that they have anything intelligent.
I guess it's because I'm in the political spectrum daily, listening to these political shows, but they play clips of Kimmel and Colbert, and they just make fun of them, talk about how stupid they are. Like,
yeah, I got you.
His latest monologue was about, you know, how come why he got suspended, and dude, that guy cries so much. He didn't cry when he was fucking doing a skit about fucking Karl Malone,
dude, and
all painted up in blackface.
Yeah, the ABC affiliates still aren't putting them on.
Yeah, Sinclair and Nexstar are like, nope.
Yeah, they're still not putting them on.
Because, like, look, and Sinclair has ABC affiliates in Oklahoma and Oklahoma City. You think they want to see that shit?
Nope.
And I guarantee you the advertisers don't want to run ads on a fucking stupid show like that. Not to mention, last night was his biggest viewership ever.
So, I wanted to bring this out. So I saw one stupid one on X yesterday. They tried to say that Tylenol was invented in 1960. Well, maybe that's when that brand came out. But acetaminophen was invented in it was invented like around the Civil War.
Right.
It was invented in the 1800s.
But, okay, dude, I like how everybody's just, the women are taking Tylenol because they're pregnant because Trump said so, because Trump said you shouldn't do it. He didn't say don't do it. Well, I guess he did say don't do it, but and
guess what? When they mess up their babies, they'll want welfare. But like, who's really doing that? Considering the Democrats weren't going to have any babies while Trump was in office. You remember that?
Yeah. Well, look, the Democrats want to kill babies if you find out that they're autistic or have birth defects.
Yeah.
What?
No, but like specifically, remember that whole thing that they were going to put out for 4 years because Trump got elected?
Yeah, they shaved their heads.
Well, how are they pregnant? Oops, I guess they don't really follow through.
They dropped the ball all night.
But yeah, no. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that point out before we do your share screen here. So let's see.
Yeah, no, Michael Knowles he's
all right, man. You have to hit play. I put it on screen, but you're in control of it.
Okay.
So this was from the Michael Knowles show on Rumble, which we're streaming on Rumble. We love Rumble. I made money on Rumble. I like Rumble.
Why isn't it letting me? Hold on a second here. There we go. Sorry, guys. Here we go.
Dude, you know what I think's funny about Rumble? Like the disproportionate amount of likes that you see on Rumble when there aren't a bunch of bots faking likes. Because people aren't buying the views and the likes because it's conservatives that want real numbers and not these liberals that want fake subscribers, fake followers.
Yeah. Was that not playing?
No, it didn't play. Here, let me see if I can pull it up online. So. I'll search for guzzling Tylenol. Michael Knowles, there it is. And then how many minutes in did you say it was?
13 minutes and 22 seconds.
All right, so this is from the Michael Knowles Show. Michael, don't have us pulled for it. We're in your corner, buddy.
Michael's one of the better Daily Wire hosts.
Yeah, so let's see.
In
So
my
share
opinion.
screen. Oh. Oh, there it is. All right. Volume.
Try to say that the shooter was not one of them. That's what he said. In other words, the assassin was a right-wing MAGA Republican.
Is this 13
which
minutes?
was a lie. It was an egregious
Is that
lie.
13 or
It's thrown
17?
in the face of two.
13 minutes, 22 seconds.
Oh, I thought you said 17. All right.
Based not on Mount Sinai, based on Columbia University, based on, here it is. The White House is pulling these little headlines and abstracts from Johns Hopkins. Taking Tylenol during pregnancy associated with elevated risks for autism and ADHD. Harvard, using acetaminophen during pregnancy may increase children's autism in 2025. This isn't even some outdated study. This is from 3 weeks ago. Mount Sinai, same thing. Columbia, same thing. On and on and on. But the kicker is that it's not even just all of these medical institutions. It's Tylenol itself. Tylenol itself. In March 7th, 2017, there's a tweet for everything. Tweets out. Verbatim quote. We actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today. This was in response to some other tweet which has since been deleted. There's the full sentence. We actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. President of the United States, Secretary of Health and Human Services, all of the top medical institutions in the country, and the drug.
Now, I'm going to pause it right there for just a second to make
No, that's it, dude. That was
okay.
He's going to go into Jimmy Kimmel after this.
Okay, so, yeah, so my issue on this is it just proves if Trump really wanted the Democrats to back what he wants, he just needs to say that he's just take the opposite position.
Yep.
Like, you could turn the Democrats against transitioning kids overnight if Trump just comes out tomorrow and says he thinks 3-year-olds can transition. The next day, the Democrats will say he's mutilating children.
He could say it's probably not like Michael Knowles said on his show. He could say it's probably not a good idea to pull the pin of a grenade and fucking swallow it.
Yeah,
and they would just do it. They would just do it because Trump said not to.
Yep. So yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. But like, and again, as I pointed out, like when before we came on air here, like it literally says on the side of a Tylenol bottle not to take it if you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how many people actually open up that little pamphlet that's like taped to the side of their ibuprofen bottle, but it says when you peel it out, it says don't take it if you're pregnant.
And what was the reason why they had all that safety stuff
they
for
because they
wasn't
know
there?
that they know the medication's dangerous and they don't want to be sued for it.
No, that's not why.
For stupid people.
There, did you not remember the Tylenol murders? They were being
The Tylenol.
replaced with cyanide was being put in Tylenol because when
Oh
they
no,
first
no, that
started selling the stuff, they didn't have the cotton, they didn't have the fucking little aluminum seal around the top, they didn't have the plastic that goes over the cap that you have to peel off to make sure that it's because it happened several times. There's a whole documentary about the Tylenol murders. And they come to
yeah,
find
and
out
they
that
were
in the factories where they were making the Tylenol, cyanide was within 100 yards of the thing. And in some
that's crazy.
instances, they were storing cyanide on site.
Yeah, and you know the work that Trump is doing trying to get medication production back to the U.S. Dude, like lead paint's illegal here. It's not illegal in China.
No, yeah.
So they
Well,
could be.
if I was gonna get medicine from anywhere, I would much rather it come from fucking the UK.
I don't know
Just
these
like,
days.
well, I mean, you look at the way that their food and stuff is. They never had a problem with red dye number 40 or 30 or whatever it is. You know why?
Yeah, but they're
Because they
just as
didn't
fat
use
as we
it.
are.
They're just as what?
They're just as fat as we are.
Well, yeah. I mean, but that's because of all the fucking fatty foods that they eat.
Yeah, fish and chips.
Yep.
Which their fish and chips, horrible. Oh my god.
Yeah. I wouldn't know.
Dude, I've been all over the world. That's the one place I've ever been that I hated the food.
Really? Well, I mean, just from
Yeah.
from what I understand and how it's made, and what blood sausage? What the
No, dude, like when I
haggis? What?
when I went to Marrakesh, they had something they called Beth. I don't know what Beth is, but it's delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
There was
freaking,
when I was in Iraq, we had Iraq had some really good food.
oh yeah, dude. For real.
And you had to be careful because some of it would give you fucking the shits for a day or two or three. But
Well,
yeah, they
and
had some really good. They had kebab and fucking I don't know if it was chicken or some other bird, but
yeah, most countries when you go there, you have to watch them cook it and make sure they cook it all the way, or you're gonna end up with parasites.
yeah. Well, they were feeding us like we had fucking platoons at like fucking embassies, and fucking dignitaries' houses and shit.
Here's a weird one, and it's funny because like it kind of relates to the whole ivermectin thing. Like every other country in the world, the doctor screens you for parasites constantly.
Mhm.
Like every time I would go for a checkup in the Philippines, every time I'd go for a checkup in Russia, they'd screen for parasites. And then like in the US, they never screen for parasites. Unless you specifically say, hey, I noticed when I took a dump, it was wiggling. Then they'll
Yeah.
screen for parasites. Like it's the weirdest thing. Like I wonder how many gastrointestinal problems that people have are actually parasitic infections. How many ulcers are caused by like parasites eating through the wall of your stomach?
Right. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
no.
Which is
Especially-
why there's lots of people out there that are doing parasite fucking cleanses and shit.
Yeah, especially, and that's just something that's going to be even more important to watch now that more people are eating more and more pork because beef is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I just think I keep saying this to people that I talk to. The government has long since proved that they can't do anything well. Like the thing that they're best at is war, and World War II was our last clean victory. And how did we achieve that victory? Man, there wasn't a building over 3 stories in all of Germany at the end of World War II.
Weird.
So funny, not surprised he didn't stick around when they didn't have a country anymore. Which is why, like, I've seen the pictures and the images coming out of Gaza. I don't feel bad. Like, those people Hamas has had 2 years to surrender.
Yeah, I don't feel bad either. I mean, I know. Look, Israel isn't.
I wish Trump.
They have done some terrible things, but I do not support Hamas. I do not support Hamas, Hezbollah, or any of the Iranian ipso facto fucking terror machines that they fucking support.
So even there, when they say, "Oh, Israel's done some terrible things," bro, there is no other country in the world that has had to deal with what Israel's had to deal with. Every single day since 1963, at least one rocket or mortar has hit some civilian area in Israel. That's a minimum of like 400 like civilian areas getting hit by rockets and mortars every day for now 60 years.
What does Israel do when they fight back?
So for the most part, they sit there and take it, try and shoot them down, all that. But when they do a particularly large volley, like every time a war pops off, they'll like fire like 10,000 rockets that they're not even supposed to have all at one time. Mm-hmm. And then Israel goes in, okay, you guys got too much stuff. We need to go and clean it up.
That's not what Israel just does. Israel does something before they go in and attack.
Oh yeah, they roar in civilians.
Yes, and Hezbollah and all those other factions that they use hide behind the civilians so that it makes Israel look bad.
So
there's a bunch of fake news coming out about what's going on with the children over in Gaza.
What is Al Jazeera? So Al Jazeera, right after October 7th, did a survey in Gaza, and 95% of people that could talk, like 6 years old on up, thought that it was heroic what Hamas did and supported it 100%. There's no such thing as a civilian there. Every single person in that country is a radical Islamist terrorist. I mean, the most popular...
they voted in Hamas to the Palestinian government.
Yeah. The most popular TV show for kids was, I think it's like called Future Tomorrow or something like that. And what's Future Tomorrow? Well, every Jew dead.
Yeah, what do you think?
It taught that being a martyr was the best thing you can do.
Let the Jews live?
Nope.
No.
So and then their favorite game for kids under 5 is, well, I can't say it, but it's unaliving people of a certain religion that only has one country on the entire earth. And they put a yarmulke on, one of them puts a yarmulke on their head, and the rest of them simulate stabbing them with sticks.
I'd love to be the guy.
And you win by successfully concluding the life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, like, I mean, it all looks horrible, but I don't think Hamas is forcing the civilians to shield them. I think the civilians are choosing to. Because if they weren't, they would be getting tips about where to find these guys. And they're not, because the civilians are hiding them on purpose. So, anyway. So, but man, the push to get signatures is going good. I got a lot of signs going up in the yards today. Like it's going good, dude. For the most part, people are like, yeah, okay, yeah, it's time for a change up there. So,
yeah.
I think this campaign's going well. Dude, I still can't believe that I decided to do this. Like, But, I mean, somebody's got to do something in Washington.
Okay, this is what I need you to do. I need you to pull up the Matt Walsh show.
Okay.
And go to...
On Rumble?
Yep. Go to 1 hour and 19 seconds. That's 1 hour, 19 seconds. Because this is media malpractice. We're witnessing media malpractice.
Is it the same one?
Matt Walsh? Not Michael Knowles, Matt Walsh.
Oh, Matt Walsh. What's the title of the show?
It is, We Just Got Proof of a Huge Attack on Free Speech. You should be able to type in Matt Walsh and Rumble, and that'll be his first. It was from today.
There we go.
But 1 hour.
Oh,
and,
you're talking about I know what you're talking about. Google.
No, 1 hour, 19 minutes. No, this is 1 hour and 19 minutes in that show. It's the daily cancellation. But 1 hour and 19 minutes.
It's loading. Hold on.
1 hour and 19 minutes into it he's gonna show you all the back before when these major news networks were reporting that Tylenol could be linked to autism and ADHD.
Okay, this didn't work because I got an hour, 9 minutes.
Yeah, so 1 hour, 19 seconds. 1 hour, 19 seconds.
19 seconds, gotcha. So we'll just put 1 hour. Okay. Oh,
That's Michael Hull.
wrong stream.
To make that argument. So clearly this was the right move by Pete Hegseth. Let's get to the daily cancellation.
All right, so 1 hour.
And if you've been paying attention for a while, you know that the media, for rough
All right,
somebody, every single one of them has a conflict of interest. If you look hard enough, I mean, any study of this nature it's being done for a reason. Somebody's funding it, and which is why I don't give a lot of weight to studies in general for this reason. And if you've been paying attention for a while, you know that the media for roughly a decade has been warning us that Tylenol can cause autism and other behavioral disorders. Watch.
It's supposed to be the safe option. Acetaminophen, most widely known as Tylenol, is routinely prescribed by doctors for pregnant women in pain. But a new large study out of Denmark calls this long-standing practice into question. In the study, women using the common pain reliever during pregnancy were more likely to have children who went on to have ADHD. The
research is raising concerns tonight that acetaminophen could be linked to autism and ADHD.
Acetaminophen is the most commonly used medication for pain and fever during pregnancy. Well, now we're learning that women who take it when pregnant may be exposing their baby to an increased risk of behavioral problems and other disorders, such as Tourette's syndrome.
A new study from Johns Hopkins found taking acetaminophen late in pregnancy may be associated with a higher risk of having a child with autism or ADHD.
A new study from Johns Hopkins finds taking acetaminophen late in pregnancy is associated with a higher risk of having a child with autism or ADHD.
New research out of Spain is raising concerns about prenatal exposure to acetaminophen. A popular brand in the United States is, of course, Tylenol. A study from Spain included data from over 70,000 children. It shows those whose mothers took acetaminophen during pregnancy were about 20% more likely to develop ADHD or autism symptoms.
Yeah, I'll just say on there that
that was it. That's what I wanted everyone to see.
Tylenol's a brand everywhere.
Yeah, and Tylenol, in its defense, tells you not to take it. Don't take it when you're pregnant. It's very bad.
Dude, we need to get you a Trump wig. I'm ordering you a Trump wig.
I don't have to shave and fucking put on fucking concealer and shit. My face is too skinny.
Yeah, make sure you puff up. You have to puff up your cheeks when you do it. Maybe stuff some cotton in your mouth when you're talking.
It's not so good. And let's see if I can.
Yeah, it looks like you get a
acetaminophen. Is that okay?
Oh, you know what you can do to get the skin tone right? This is a brilliant idea.
Brown kiwi.
You can borrow the you can borrow the orange filter that NASA uses to put on all the Mars photos.
Ah, okay. I saw something about
Yeah,
that.
you know about that, right?
I didn't, but it doesn't surprise me. Like what fucking
Dude,
CNN did to fucking
so
Joe Rogan.
up until like a year ago, not a single Mars photo ever was released without him putting a red filter on it to make it look orange.
Really? Is that because they had black and white?
No. Hold on, I'll show you.
Yeah, the Earth is flat too. You know how I know? You see those cliffs behind me?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I know that the Earth is flat. That makes no sense, right? The Earth isn't.
Yeah.
The Earth isn't flat. If it was flat, we wouldn't have fucking mountains and hills and shit.
Okay, so here's a side by side.
Oh wow, yeah. So it's more gray than.
Yeah. Let's see. That's not doing the right pictures. Hold on. Like every picture that they've ever published. I don't know what this is pulled up. Yeah, see, it's brown. It's gray and brown. But every picture that NASA ever released from any of the rovers and landers and any of that stuff, it was always edited with that red filter to make it look like it was red.
Interesting.
So, and yeah, and so you know how you can test it and see if I'm right. When you save any picture of the Martian landscape looking red, and have it do the edit and have it red balance, and what it does is the red balancing automatically removes artificial reddening of a picture, and that's what you get is the unfiltered pictures. So now NASA's starting to release pictures that aren't with the red filter because they got caught editing every single picture that they sent back. And they did the same thing with moon photos. There was stuff removed from moon photos, and then dude, did you know that there's lights constantly on Mars?
Really?
Like there's always flashes of lights, and they're like, oh, it's meteor strikes. Well, kind of curious, since that side of the moon always faces the Earth, how are these meteors getting past the Earth to strike the moon? I'm just saying.
I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So the biggest weird thing about the moon that I have a question on is why it rings like a bell, like it's hollow.
Does it?
Yeah. So the second moon lander, they took off with the lander still attached, and then dropped it so they could do seismic studies. The moon rang for 8 hours.
That's interesting.
So then they did it again on the next one with the bigger drop, and it rang for 2 days. So they tried to say, oh well, it's because it's the rock's porous and it's less dense. So you're saying it's more like sponge. Well,
yeah,
how do you soundproof a studio?
With sponge. Egg carton.
Yeah, with foam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it was less dense, that would dampen sound, not cause it to reverberate.
Why wouldn't they just come out and say, we don't know? We've only been up there less than a handful of times. They're basing this on the small amounts of product that they brought back.
Yeah, well, and then the funny thing is the deeper down they dig, the newer the materials are. The only time you see that on Earth is near mines when they're removing stuff from underground.
Right.
So how did the stuff underneath get on the surface?
Like the ore.
Yeah, like the rocks on the surface, the dust on the surface is older than the rocks below it.
What?
Yeah.
How are they finding that out?
Because they took core samples and they found out the closer to the surface of the moon you are, the older the material is.
But how did they find out that it was older?
Oh, because of the carbon dating. Yeah, you can still use carbon dating and measuring the electron decay from solar radiation, stuff like that. So they have multiple ways of aging it. But yeah, it's crazy though that like it makes no sense. So now I'm not saying I'm a believer in the hollow moon theory, but the hollow moon theory where the moon was put there actually explains every abnormality about the moon. Like we have the largest moon in the solar system, and not just the solar system, of all the places where we've observed other planets and other moons, we have the largest moon in the known universe. That's weird.
And we only have one?
No, that's not that uncommon. But for us to have one that's, what, a third of our size or something like that, or an eighth of our size or something? I don't know. The size of the moon compared to the Earth, whereas you go and look at Mars's moons and they're like 30 miles across.
So there's an atmosphere around the moon?
What's that?
There's an atmosphere around the moon?
There would be some very light atmosphere just by virtue of gravity. Like from meteor strikes and stuff like that, that would still produce some gas that would still gravitate near the moon, but it would eventually be blown away by solar dust. So I don't know. I wouldn't call it an atmosphere like you think of on Earth, but there would be some layer of gases around it. Unless everything we know about gravity is wrong, but that's possible.
Well, I guess, if you find another way of how physics works.
Dude, did you ever see Young Sheldon? Young Sheldon's has an interesting point on there. Gravity's like exactly the right. All right, are you back?
I was never gone, bro. I've heard everything.
Oh, okay. So gravity is just the right amount of strength to hold everything together. If it was a little bit weaker, everything would fly apart. And if it was a little bit stronger, the whole universe would snap back in on itself and destroy everything. So that, to me, like as he says in there, definitely proof of intelligent design. Otherwise, how is gravity perfect? So I don't know. I read a lot of physics stuff, so like nerd hobby.
Right.
So anyway, dude, so like it's great. Like volunteers are going to be starting on this campaign soon, so we're going to be getting on that. I can't wait to pass a bill that the U.S. government can't keep any secrets from the people. I better be careful about that one. CIA might come after me before the primary.
That should be a no-brainer, but I mean, look.
That was a joke, CIA. That was a joke. Wink, wink.
I'm with you. I'm not joking. I'm with you on that. The thing is I don't think anybody else in Congress is going to go along with that.
Mm-hmm.
For some stupid reason, probably. Oh, we got to keep secrets. No, the only secrets that you need to keep are mission
sources,
intelligence.
Methods. Yep, sources, methods, and ongoing missions.
Right. Like, I never understood why anybody would go on the news that fucking broadcasts across the world and tell them when you're going to strike and when you're going to strike.
All of our troops are out of Afghanistan. There should be nothing top secret from Afghanistan.
Nope. Except for we're trying to get Bagram back, which we never should have gave up in the first place. But
well, yeah, but the Bidenator is like, well, we know he didn't do anything. Somebody in his administration thought it was a good idea. So I wonder if some opium money made it to the pocket of whoever made that decision.
Yeah, how did the opium get there, anyways?
Because the U.S. government was paying them to grow it.
Well, you know how it got to China, don't you?
I don't know. Did the U.S. government transport it?
No, Europe. Europe did when they were fucking doing trade with China. It fucking caused a whole big old problem between China and Europe back then.
Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, are you talking about the opium wars back in the day?
Yeah. But yeah, the U.S. CIA, they're the ones that brought it to Afghanistan. But what was that? Was it Truman? Who was it?
I don't know. It was
with Truman and then fucking Carter during the Afghanistan, the fucking when they had. Well, I guess that was Iran, huh?
Yeah.
The Iranian takeover. That was fucking Jimmy Carter. That was back when fucking Iran was living like us. And then they fucking went in for the regime change and screwed everything up.
Oh yeah, hey, so that would have been still Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, but that was Iran.
No, I'm saying Afghanistan. That would have been
yeah.
Jimmy Carter when the Russians were trying to take over Afghanistan. Carter was president.
Right.
So
we've been messing around with the Middle East for way too long.
Dude, okay, so here's my thing. Like, if we want to have our troops around the world defending these countries, great.
They need to pay us.
They can pay the costs.
Exactly.
Like, why are we going to be their military and we pay for it?
Well, you look at what Trump said at the UN yesterday. Oh my God, that was classic. Fucking gets there and the escalator stops in the middle, and then come to find out that someone at the UN was leaking that they were going to just shut off the fucking escalators and tell Trump that it stopped working because they needed more money. And then his teleprompter wasn't working, and he just fucking laid into him about it.
Dude, that is hilarious though. Like, I mean, they were obviously doing it to needle him. You know what that says to me? Time to evict the UN from New York. They got some prime real estate there.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm pretty sure nobody at the UN ever paid for that property.
Oh, of course not. The only way that the UN makes money is if we give it to them. So
it's the New America Center.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
That's the way I look at it.
It should be a prison for where we stick these fucking communist fucking people that fucking seem to think that political violence is good, like Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, AOC, like that mayor in fucking Minneapolis or wherever it is who told that guy that he wasn't welcome there because he said, I don't think we should be naming streets after fucking Hamas sympathizers.
Yeah. And he said, you're an Islamophobe. No, I don't like terrorists.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, you're not welcome here. And the day that you leave is the day that I organize a parade to celebrate it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Dude, while we're talking about people coming here and like switching things over. Okay, so Obama brought in a bunch of Somalians, dropped them into Dearborn, and now we have a U.S. congressman from Somalia, right? So do you know who her family is?
Some fucking...
They were the dictatorship. They were the communist dictatorship in Somalia that got overthrown. They claimed refugee status here to avoid justice from their own people.
Denaturalize and deport.
Denaturalize and deport. But yeah, her lying on her... Oh, I had looked it up. What was his name? So she said, I'm a U.S. citizen. I can't be deported. So, Elliot Duke, an American military veteran, had their citizenship revoked.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Abraham
Adeniyi had his denaturalization in 2010. Solomon Adler had his in 1952. Rosmi Almala in 2007. Basil Ardashenko in 1984. Artukovic was 1986. John Adzdez in 1984. So yeah, people get denaturalized. So we need
to do it. We need to start giving them consequences for their actions, especially Congress people. Or I'm just going to say congressmen because congressmen, congresswomen. The only reason that congresswomen can be in Congress is because of a congressman. And we need to start punishing these freaking judges who let freaking felons out of fucking jail 14 times in a row. He's just the one that got through. Like,
okay, so here's a little oath that Ilhan Omar took. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by law, that I will perform non-combat services in the armed forces of the United States when required by law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I will take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help me God. Now, Ilhan Omar has said the president of Somalia is her real president. She has said her priority is the needs of Somalia, not the needs of the United States. Those two things show that she lied in her oath and can be denaturalized for that alone.
yeah. And the mayor of Los Angeles, the same thing. Her priority is South Africa or Africa or wherever she was when her fucking city was on fire. And
yeah,
I don't even know.
I think she went to Zambia or something.
She was somewhere. It wasn't LA where she needed to be with all of her fucking feminist fucking firefighters who couldn't fucking lift a fat woman out of a fucking fire to help them to save their lives. Not to mention that if a fat white man was in a fire, they'd be like, well, he's in a place that he shouldn't have been. What? You fucking kidding me? It's fucking...
Yep.
The way these people are talking is just ridiculous. They want us to bring down the temperature. You first. Your whole fucking right-wing violence is the most is being fucking day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute. It's being diminished because you are the party of violence, not the right.
Yep.
The right, one of their main leaders gets assassinated. What do? We don't go and fucking set cities on fire and get pissed off and call for some action. No, we get together and we pray, which is why you've got pretty much a revival in this country.
Yep. So, anyway, we're over an hour now, so...
How long is it going to take? And are they just trying to push us? Because I know they say they got pew-pews too, but we're better equipped and better educated. So, I mean, you just got to push until the dog bites? What? I don't get it.
That's all crazy, but they don't ever do anything but snipe, and they don't take anybody on unless they have them outnumbered like 1,000 to 1.
Yeah,
so,
and then when the law enforcement starts attacking them because the Antifa people, they start crying about it.
So here's my thing. You have a right to peacefully protest. Somebody throws a single grain of gravel, that protest is no longer peaceful and you can be swept up. Also, you have to file a permit and be on public lands. You cannot be in public roadways. Therefore, all of these protests in front of these ice places, every single one of them should be rounded up and imprisoned for civil disobedience. There are laws for this.
Well, it's like...
And I guarantee you they would follow those laws if it was conservatives protesting.
Well, you saw what happened with the protests in Florida. Once they came out and said, if you're standing in the road, you better fucking expect to get ran over. So they stayed on the sidewalks. They were told, if you come in and get violent, you will be shot, and we will, if you attack one of my sheriff's deputies, your family will be notified where to pick up your body because you will be killed. And that's the way it needs to be. You know what? I would like for us to do what Japan does for their protesters. Shoot them with water with blue dye in it so that you stain them and you know when the guy walking around with blue on him, oh, that's the guy that was doing something wrong, off to jail.
Oh, I love that.
So do I. I'm like,
We need to do
bring
it.
back the water and dogs, dude. A dog bite is
I
is a lot less fucking painful than
nah.
it.
Like the blue dye or just rounding them all up. Like,
Yeah,
despite what the Democrats say, maintaining civil order is part of the national order's job. And anytime there is an unpermitted protest, the National Guard should be rounding up and arresting every single one of them for public disorder.
yeah, like you said, anytime you start throwing one bottle of water or whatever, one thing leaves your hand.
Are you?
You're done.
Unless you're trying to convince me that these liberals aren't able to get permits for their protests in liberal cities.
Well, it seems like they're starting to not to because the funding's drying up.
Well, no. The problem is they want to protest in front of federal buildings and you can't.
Yeah.
Just like you can't protest in front of a judge's house. All of those people should have been rounded up and arrested.
Yep.
So anyway, man, it's been an hour. We'll get back on as soon as we can again.
Hopefully tomorrow.
Great. If it's not, yeah. But again, like campaigning, it's not easy. I'm getting out. I'm talking to everybody. I'm going all over the district. I've already been in Lee County, Polk County, Trinity County, Houston County, Madison County. I haven't made it up to Leon County yet, but soon. And then I'll be hitting Grimes County and Brazos too. So I'm going out. I'm not going to be one of those representatives that you can never reach and never talk to the people. Like I'm going out to represent the people. So I'm out there on the campaign trail, actually talking to people, shaking hands. I'm trying to earn people's vote so we can get this government under control, get the spending under control. Like my frustration right now with, my biggest frustration right now with Donald Trump is he's not holding the Republicans to task. Every time the Democrats have control, 100% of them vote for the agenda. And when the Republicans are in there, they all keep increasing the spending, despite the fact that every member of Congress has promised to cut the spending. So, or every Republican member.
And there's always infighting with the Republicans. It's the thing that the Democrats are good at is sticking together.
Well, but that's
no matter what, even if they have.
But that's what's causing the infighting, because the actual Republican conservatives want to do the budget process. They don't want to do CRs that just keep increasing the spending over a bloated Joe Biden budget. But Mike Johnson refuses to do the budget process. He just keeps pushing continuing resolutions. I think we're on our 6th one after he promised no more if he became Speaker of House.
Right.
So I guess we know how much Mike Johnson's word's worth. And that's what the infighting's about, is like people like the guy trying to run against me says he's a conservative and his solution to everything is spend money, when that was never the intention of a federal government. The federal government is supposed to handle very little military, State Department for international relations, military to defend us, protect interstate commerce and international commerce. That's it. Everything else can be handled at the state level, because the states and the cities are going to be more reactive to the needs of the people.
Mm-hmm.
And if we get down to that level at the federal government, bye-bye federal taxes.
And there's a reason for a budget, right?
But they haven't had a budget in like 10 years,
that's what I'm
not
saying.
a real one.
Yeah, I know, right? So why are we going to throw more money if we aren't budgeting our money? Why do we need more money?
Yeah, I won't vote for anything that wasn't line item budgeted. And when they bring up that line item, like when it's some ditch that needs dug in Delaware, I'm going to be like, why should the people in Texas pay for a ditch in Delaware?
Right.
And if they want to put in a water reservoir in Texas, I'm going to say, why should the people of Delaware be paying for a water reservoir in Texas? How about you don't spend the people's money, let the states take care of the states like they're supposed to, and get off of the American people's back, pay down that debt that our grandchildren are now going to carry, and use the rest of the money to shore up the stuff we should actually have, like Social Security and Medicare, that were promised to people that they paid for their whole lives.
Mm-hmm.
And the VA, get it fixed so we can actually take care of our veterans to fought to make sure that we have these wonderful and blessed freedoms that we enjoy today. That's all the federal government should be doing. Anything else, it's a federal government. The states should be handling the state's needs. And I even include FEMA in that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
California, they refuse. They're not made. Well, and why are there even federal forests? Like, forests go in the states. So why aren't the states taking care of them?
Yeah, I thought
then the states can decide, okay, this area.
I thought they were national forests.
No, that's what I'm saying. Why are they national forests? They should be state forests. So if the state says, okay, this one's getting overgrown, they can go pay a logging or go let a logging company go and like trim up the trees, get rid of the older trees that are about to die, all that. Boom, a whole bunch of wood and no more fire risk.
Yeah, but in California, they won't even let you do that. Like in Idaho.
And then so if California won't do it, then why does Texas have to pay for their fires that are perfectly predictable?
I agree.
So if some moron in California wants to build a house on a cliff, why does somebody in Anchorage, Alaska have to pay to replace that house when they knew that they have mudslides and earthquakes? And you know what? I'm here in Texas. We have at least 2 good flooding periods every single year.
Mm-hmm.
Why would the federal government need to give us money for something we know that's going to happen at least twice a year? And we should have extra funds set aside because at least once every 10 years we get walloped by a hurricane.
Right, and that's what
we know this.
And that's what Trump wants to do too. He wants the states to take care of their own natural
disasters. But even in his explanations is we're going to shift the federal funding over there. Stop stealing from the people.
Yeah, no, that could be going towards getting our fucking debt under control, if that's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Well, that's like when you take North Idaho. North Idaho, I don't know how Washington does it. I'm sure they're just as blue as California. So, but in North Idaho, we can even do it down here. Get a permit to go and get the dead wood out of the forest and use it to fucking warm your house during the winter. And in North Idaho, you can go up and I don't even know if you need a permit up there because I went a couple of times with a buddy of mine. We'd go because I had a wood stove. And we'd go up and you cut down the dead trees, get the fucking dead shit off the ground, use it to heat your house. You cut down the dead tree, chop it up, throw it in the back of the truck, and boom. All you're paying is the gas for your truck and your fucking saw.
Well, yeah, and then everybody was all ooh and ah about the big strips that they'd cut into the forests and like Washington and Oregon. I remember that when I was a kid. But guess what that made? That mile strip that was cut in the forest is a fire break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if
there ain't nothing there, a fire can't jump.
Yeah, and if you see, and I don't know what they do in Utah because when I was up there last time, there was a fire that broke out in that right there. That fucking that's where I was when I just went to Utah, and on that day, a fire broke out in the fucking national park. Zion's National Park had to get closed down because of a fire, and I had a fucking bad feeling when we were sitting down. In our campsite, I was like, man, I got a bad feeling about this. And thunder clouds started to roll in, and we were in a box canyon. I was like, dude, I think we need to leave. I'm sorry, dude, but we took off. It was downhill all the way into the campsite, so that meant it was uphill all the way out. We got up to the top of the first incline, and on the ridge just over our eyesight, there was a fire just broke out. And the fucking helicopters were looking for us to tell us to get out.
When we were in New Mexico, the third day that we were there, like 2 days before we planned on going to Gila because we were going to build the cabin first, a big fire broke out in Gila National Forest, so we never got to go see the Gila cliff dwellings. That's why we went up to the ones up north of Albuquerque instead. Dude, they were gorgeous. Did you see those pictures?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God, they were amazing. So we're going back the 3rd through the 10th. So that's the only break I'm going to have in the entire campaign, the 3rd through the 10th. My wife's birthday is on the 16th, so I'm taking her to the Balloon Festival for her birthday. We're doing it before her birthday because her actual birthday is going to be spent with her like bestie. So, which I mean, I don't mind. I want my wife to be happy if hanging out with her girlfriend makes her happy. Go have fun.
Yeah.
I'll be out knocking doors and getting voters. So anyways, well, you guys, thanks for watching so much. I'm going to switch it over to our little outro here. And, of course, I even made the outros and the intros and everything. I think I did a pretty good job for it for amateur here. But here we go.